everybody. I'm back and I'm on the phone with Bubba Dumass, one of my best buddies in this spirit game. I had to give you a call today, Bubba, because I was like, what the heck is going on with this human resonance, man? Help me understand this. Talk to me.
Okay, you got a lot of things going on. You have all of that confusion over the illegal election. You have a lot of angry people. You have a lot of frustrated people. You have energies from outside our atmosphere coming to converge on the earth. Now, 2 or 3 days ago, I shared a video on my timeline of an energy that's behind the earth. And this guy, only thing he could call it was a backflow. He doesn't know what it is. None of the experts know what it is. And about every hour and a half to 2 hours, it moves forward really fast, encompasses the earth, breaks apart, and travels millions of miles. It's got a couple of million mile stream behind it. Now, on the front side, we're fixing to have some massive solar flares hit. And the destination is, well, right here where we're sitting at. But when these converge, depending on where the backflow is, okay? Now, if the backflow is all the way encompassing the earth like it's been doing every couple of hours, and this mass coronal ejection hits the earth, nobody knows what's going to happen. We are in the time. Now, the one from behind the earth, I see it pushing the earth faster forward, so it feels like time is speeding up because it is. But somewhere these are going to meet, and we're going to hit the 0 point to anchor in the 5th dimension. Now, there's only one problem with that. Most of the people on the planet aren't ready for that high vibration, and they're going to take themselves out.
That's kind of what came out in the reading today. You know, it came out that a lot of people were feeling dejected and impoverished and like everything is falling apart. And it was like, but you have this opportunity in front of you. And they're like, but I don't want it. And we're like, this is not falling apart for me. Everything seems to be falling together. We talked about the pendulum shift.
Sweetie, you got to understand, what is the one thing that people hate the most? Change. Now, there's a lot of people out there very happy that this illegal, fraudulent election happened. It's an illegal, fraudulent election because there is no more USA Incorporated. It was disbanded in June of 2019. Most people don't know that because they don't research. What they also don't know is there is no longer a incorporated city of London. What they also don't know is Vatican lost its charter to be a free and sovereign country. This all happened in 2019.
Oh, wow.
So all of these things happened in divine timing, and this energy that we're fixing to be encompassed by is spoke about for thousands of years ago. It was talked about cast in stone. The Native Americans, the Hopis, said when the blue Kachina shows up, which was when Saturn and the other one aligned, made a blue star in the sky, behind that, to anchor it in, there will be the red Kachina. The red Kachina are massive solar flares.
Okay.
So, with this energy that's behind us pushing, that is speeding us up, and you got these solar flares that are going to hit, they're going to converge right over this planet. Now, the best I can see it, this is my interpretation, hey, we got maybe a week before all of this shit hits the fan.
Oh, wow. Huge shift on Earth.
Yeah. Well, the shift has already happened. The shift happened in 2012, okay?
Right.
But that was, what we're running under is the Gregorian calendar, which was changed by man, the, Zionists changed it to that. But if you go Ethiopia still runs under. We're still in 2012.
Okay.
And you got to understand, see, the Ethiopian Bible is the only Bible that has not been changed by the controllers of the planet, the evil ones that eat babies and shit.
Right. Okay.
So this is all happening as prophesied by the Mayans, by the Egyptians, by the Romans, by the Sumerians. This is all supposed to happen. The only thing is in the manipulation of man by the TV and the Operation Mockingbird, people don't understand this. They don't understand how far back all this manipulation goes. And you got to be a crazy guy like me that's got nothing to do but research and watch flowers grow.
Right. Everything is changing. And the thing of it is, so on the channel, we've talked a lot about, 2012 was, the way I explain it, Christ consciousness download was delivered to every human, and 8 years being the number of power and momentum and energy. It took 8 years till 2020 for the physical effects to take effect, because we always talk about it's done in the spiritual first, then it comes out in the physical. And then we talked about in 2019, I talk about that summer when you called me in 2019 and you said, you called me and you talked about the river that you drive over and how the flow of the river was flowing in the opposite direction, that there's a swirl of water. And so that was revealed to me just summer 2020, that was the reversal of the magnetic shift, which is allowing for higher vibration to feed higher vibration outcomes, as far as instead of higher vibration feeding those low vampiric energies that it has been all these years of humanity for thousands of years that you're talking about, the baby eaters and shit, And so it's like now it's like huge cataclysmic something changing, and it's totally going to affect everything we know.
Yes, but on the good side of this now, everybody's looking at the bad side. That's what they're programmed to look at.
Right.
On the good side of this, we're moving into Nisara Jasara. And nobody will research it. You can't find it on Google, so you have to use something like DuckDuckGo or something else. When you start researching Nisara Jasara, everything that has been stolen from the human is coming home to them.
That's something that I got for a long time. So I'm listening. Keep talking. Keep talking, baby.
Well, and this is why they projected Trump to be such a bad guy. You got to understand, the mass media and the controllers didn't want Trump to be in office because he's the catalyst for the change.
Mm-hmm.
And the energies that are around this man, they're interdimensional. I mean, he had 21 attempts on his life, and he's still alive. The interdimensional beings surrounding this man preempted all of that.
Okay.
Right now, if you look at the White House, there is no United States flag flying on the White House. It is literally captured by a foreign entity.
What? What? Bubba, what you talking about sound crazy. What you got to say to that?
It's not crazy. All you got to do is research. You got to research. I mean, Sleepy Joe's been a Chinese agent for 40 years.
Oh, okay.
It's all out there in the public domain. It's being squashed by social media.
I believe that. The media is totally controlled. Anybody who's watched any of the stuff that's available to see can see it.
Every one of these big social media platforms, every one of the owners of them, the operators of them, have been to Epstein Island. Every one of them are births for babies.
And that's all concrete proven. Nobody can deny that now.
No, can't be denied. And now you understand why they're fighting this to their death. literally treason and crimes against humanity are punishable by the death penalty. And not in any civilian court, because they're all corrupt too. You go look at any judge, there's maybe 5 or 10 judges throughout the United States that are not corrupted by being to this island.
Wow.
That's mayors, governors, attorney generals. You just start at the bottom and work your way up. Police commissioners, some sheriffs, blah, 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 blah. They all have been, how do you say, raping babies for a while. But nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants to hear that. That's why I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, because I spew it everywhere I go, and it upsets people.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, and that's pretty much it. It's like the uncomfortable truths are coming so blatantly obvious in front of us that we have to acknowledge that this is where it's been in order to get where we're going. Like, that stuff has no play in the new energy.
We both know that I have visions, and I get to go places and witness things. I witness some things that make me throw up, okay? But it has to be witnessed. It has to be witnessed for it to change. Well, guess what? We're all fixing to witness it, whether we want to or not.
Right. Oh, boy. This is epic.
Hey, they wanted the apocalypse. You're right in the middle of it.
Right. Right. And I feel like, well, I personally knew that I would be alive for this during my lifetime. Since I was a child, I got that message. And I feel like a lot of people knew that they were going to be alive for this. But I feel like even as many of us that did know, there are so many that can't even fathom that this is real and that this is really happening, right? And so that's why it's going to come out.
This is why I told you, when all of this converges and all of it lines up and happens, I've had visions of half the planet being depopulated, but not by any natural disasters, not by any government control, by their own hand, because they can't see the truth unfold. It will destroy their illusion of what truth is.
I get it. All right, Bubba. So what would you have to say to my viewers who can hear the ring of truth and what you're saying, and they're at a little bit of, okay, now what do I do now? What would you say to them?
The
Hopo ono.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you keep saying that till you feel your energy shift. And the more you say it, the more you shift. You have to forgive yourself for not knowing.
That's big.
That's big.
Yes.
And me and you, we've been playing long enough. We've done this. We forgive ourselves even when we get angry at stupid people, because we know we're holding on to a little bit of that inside, or they wouldn't upset us so. Right.
We know how to look at ourselves. Absolutely. I had gotten a download in.
Willing to look at themselves.
Yes.
Most people are still playing the blame game. It's somebody else's fault that I'm right here. No, forgive yourself for not knowing. Forgive yourself for not educating yourself in what really matters.
Right. Now,
and me, I say this. Make sure you got a couple of weeks worth of food and water. Make sure your gas tank's full. And check on your neighbors, even if you don't like them.
You're right. So, quickly, what you were saying about people not being willing to look at themselves. I had gotten a download. I did a singing bowl session and I did a reading afterwards, all available on the channel. And what I had gotten was, with the 21st of December, that big conjunction that happened, there was going to be a awareness that came to all humans of the state of their own energy.
Every day we're getting information. It's coming in light codes.
Yes.
It's coming in as data in light codes, literally. If you remember the movie The Matrix, you remember seeing that stream of numbers and running up and down that were green and gray and green and black?
Yes.
Okay. Well, instead of it just being one solid color, it's the colors of the rainbow and the colors in between. We're all getting it. We're all getting it. But if you're holding on to the illusion that's been given to you that you're sold on, you're not opening that package.
Right.
And the only way to open that package is to forgive yourself for not evolving.
Absolutely. And in that, the evolution begins.
In that, when you're honest with yourself and you look yourself in the eyes and you start forgiving yourself, the emotions that are going to come through are going to be overwhelming. And this is why me and you are here, because we help with that.
Right. Right. Wow.
On the backside of this, we're going to be busy. That's all I can tell you.
Right. I love it.
So, you know what I know? You got my interpretation of it, but when you go and let the experts tell you what's going on, they'll tell you straight up, we have no clue what this is.
Yes, tell us a little bit more about the experts that you've spoken to or that you have knowledge of what they're talking about with this. You mentioned they've never seen anything.
No, I mean, they called me on the phone and said, do you have an idea what it is? And I said, it's pushing the Earth forward so we can reach the 0 point of the new dimension. And we all know what 0 point energy is. That's the start over point.
Right.
We're at the end of one thing and the beginning of another. Whenever something ends, something new begins. This is where we are. We're in that transition point. That's why there's so much confusion and chaos.
Shift change. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And in the next 3 to 5 years, people are not going to believe it. People are going to freak out because their money that they paid in taxes, their money that their birth certificates have been traded on the stock exchange, their money that their Social Security numbers have been traded on is all coming back to them. Debt, all debt is going to fall away. That's what Nasara and Jasara is. And it's been being fought since 62.
Wow.
Lincoln didn't free nobody, baby. He made all of us slaves.
Oh, boy. Bubba, I really appreciate the vast amount of knowledge that you have. We all have our different positions to stand in, and without everybody taking their position, then part of this body would be lacking. But we're not lacking because we stand in our position. So I just want to express so much gratitude for you standing in your position. What the hell else are we going to do, right? You're you, I'm me. The best thing we could be is ourselves.
I've been knowing this is coming for 15 years. I've got a cave prepared in the mountain for me to go hide in. And I'm still here doing this.
Right.
So the universe has got a sense of humor. It says, nah, asshole, you ain't running from this. I got a nice cave up there. I hope the Sasquatch are using my lazy boy.
I want to come visit your mountain, but anyways, I want to thank you for taking time to talk to me and our viewers today. I feel like some people will really be interested in what you shared with us today. And is there anything else you want to say?
All of it is public knowledge.
Right.
You've got to use the right search engines. And Google, it ain't going to do that because the guy that owns it is in partnership with the CIA and the Chinese government, and you're not going to get the truth there. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to use a DuckDuckGo or something like that. And if you don't think you're being censored, all I can tell you is half of what I post disappears on a daily basis because they don't want that information
Right.
They don't want people like me that do research to give you the information and tell you where to go to find it.
Right. Well, perfect example is I've never heard of this DuckDuckGo. I had to write that down. Never heard of this site. But I have noticed that there's a lot of places where I used to be able to go for information and they're just not there anymore. Different information sources, it's just not there anymore.
Now, there's some guys giving intel out there.
Mm-hmm.
Monkeyworks, WERX, he's telling what's going on in the skies where far as planes and stuff like that go. You've got SimonPark.org, and you've got CharlieWard.com.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, they got a background like I got. It's not the most pleasing thing you want to look at. But we're here to do a job, and it takes a hellacious warrior to do their job undaunted.
Right. Absolutely, yes.
So it's up to them. They can go find it. You've got the places to go. Just gave them to you. And inform yourself. Because if you're not informing yourself, you're buying the lies that have been given.
Yeah.
The only true education is self-education.
Yes. Apparently, it's very valuable.
Hey, I wouldn't be where I am knowing what I know unless I can see things that most can't see. And when I started seeing the languages being broadcast across the TV about 12 years ago, and your children, your babies that are under 7 years old, get this programming. They don't understand the language, but they're getting it because it's in light codes.
Right. Well, here's interesting. So with all the homeschooling, as even brought up that she doesn't care for it because all the kids are online and who knows what they're doing with all of that, right? Got all the kids looking at computers.
Yeah. And you got to figure, we're light beings. We're light beings. Now, everybody's up my ass because I won't go get a new phone. My phone was brand new in 2009.
Oh, boy. Pretty soon they won't be supporting it anymore, my dear.
And when that happens, then I'll think about a new phone. But I know once all this change happens, there's benevolent beings out there that are taking away the demonized AI.
I believe that.
They are. I mean, you don't have to believe anything. The less you believe, the more you'll see. Right. Because every belief is a filter on what you can see.
Okay.
Just saying.
So is it belief or is it knowing?
The more you believe, the less you see. The more you lose your beliefs, the more you see. I don't see skin. I see energy. I don't know what a beautiful woman looks like unless her heart is beautiful first.
Right.
That's what I see. I can tell all the dark-hearted, greedy ones. Doesn't take me long.
Right. Well, it looks like it's decision time.
I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, and they can't find me. Because all my friends call me a magic mofo. I don't know.
We just let the words flow. We let the energy flow.
I'm just an open conduit. It's going to show up. Right. I don't have to hold on to it. I'm in the flow. And in everything there is flow. And if you close down the flow with the belief, then you don't know. If you weren't flowing, you wouldn't get the downloads you get, sweet cheeks.
Right. This is so true. Right. Oh boy, so thankful and grateful. I'm so excited for to see what this looks like. I know it may look. I know that I'm ready to see what this looks like, and I'm not deciding what that's gonna be. I just know that it's what our energy is calling for. It's what we've all been wanting. It's like I feel that all of the resolutions, all the solutions are coming in. They're unfolding right in front of us. We're in the middle of them, and many have yet to become aware of that consciously, but their spirits know.
Here's a way to look at this, okay? And this is what I've resigned myself to. The more you hold beliefs, you have scales over your eyes. Literally, you have scales over your eyes. It's kind of like a snake changing its skin. A snake changing its skin cannot see, so it'll bite everything that's close to it because everything is blurry. And that's what beliefs do to your vision.
They stifle.
It makes everything blurry and distorted.
Right. Because they're accepted and they're brought in from external points of view, external sources, external.
Well, it's like everybody. You want to look for your savior? Go look in the mirror.
Right.
Because there is no external savior. There is, however, a heart connection that will save you from yourself.
Yes.
And the fastest way to open that, the Ho'oponopono.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that hard.
Right. Right. For some, it really is. Oh, boy.
Hey, I've stood in the mirror crying alligator tears, forgiving myself.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that. So one of the downloads I got recently, which is something that I was already knowing, but they just gave it to me again. It was like, your self-love is your hardline connection to source, to that energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And until you open that up, you don't know what love is.
Right.
This is why there's so many troubled relationships. This is why there's so many dysfunctional families. They don't know what self-love is.
And this is why everybody's been made to sit with their relationships and their families during this time over the last year.
They can see what choices they've made up close and personal.
Right. And now,
a lot of them ain't been fun.
Yep. And do something about it or don't. Your choice. You still got choice in this.
Yeah, I can't make the choices for you.
Right. Free will, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was so nice to hear your voice today. Thank you for reaching out.
I'm so honored that you graced my channel with yours. We love your voice and I love your laugh, and I look forward to our next chit chat.
Well, you know where I am. I'm somewhere out here in the desert mountains.
I know. I want to go. I'm gonna go. I know I'm going. It'll work out.
Yeah, well, right now we're where we are to help the masses.
To be where we're supposed to. Yes. Absolutely.
And once this goes through, we'll have probably a 5 or 6 month period where everything's going to look like nothing is better. But trust me, we're on the verge of something so great that even I can't comprehend it.
Right. Yep.
There won't be no such thing as minimum wage because they're going to have to pay through their teeth because everybody's going to end up independently wealthy in a couple of years.
Yes. Yes. I got that a couple years ago. Redistribution of wealth and power.
We're on that precipice right now. We're knocking down the door.
Yes. praise. So just hold on to your big girl panties, because we're going into some new shit, people.
All I can say is throw your panties in the corner. They may bunch up.
You would say some shit like that. I love you. Goodness, I love you. Thank you for your time today, Bubba. It's so valuable. We're so grateful.
Well, you know where I'm at.
Okay, baby.
I'm only this far away. If you got my phone number, and most don't.
I know. I am the blessed one. I am. I feel like the golden child right now, just blessed. The empress and shit. Yes.
The biggest thing right now is forgive yourself. Be kind to those around you, even though you don't want to.
Right. Okay. Fine. I'll be nicer. Damn.
I'm just saying, because you're going to pay the price. You're going to pay the price.
Right. No, you're right. Absolutely right.
Be kind, but don't take no shit.
That part, it's about balancing that out. So I was really kind the other night when I told this guy, I was like, look, I'm going to need for you to remove yourself from my presence permanently. I think that was kind and not taking no shit at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, you did it better than I did. I'm like this. Either get your ass gone or I'm going to make you tree food.
Okay, so I'm not doing too bad then, because I never threatened to make anybody tree food. Oh, goodness.
All right, baby girl.
All right, love you. Talk to you later.
Later.
And that was my buddy Bubba. So I hope that you were blessed by this interaction. I hope that you gathered something that would at least spark that desire to understand more, to dig deeper. If nothing else, my hope for this segment is that self-love would be even more deeply appreciated. And with all that being said and done, I'll be back until next time. So thankful and grateful to be of service. Sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby.